If you know boxing, be honest. There's levels.
In the show, bro. The show.
Good he looks.
He's very sharp. That's all I can.
Dangerous.
Very dangerous. Don't look like he's a 46.
He looks like he's 36 or 26.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis was left speechless after watching Manny Pacquiao's intense training for the upcoming fight against Mario Barrios. Despite being in his 40s, Pacquiao moved like a fighter in his prime, his footwork explosive, his speed blinding, and his punches razor-sharp. The energy and power Pacquiao displayed in the gym had Davis calling it monstrous, confirming that the Filipino legend is anything but finished. From what Davis saw, Pacquiao isn't just returning, he's returning to dominate. Members of Pacquiao's camp revealed that during sparring sessions, Manny looked just as electric and dangerous as ever. One sparring partner recounted how Pacquiao went 8 full rounds without slowing down, maintaining his blistering speed, sharp accuracy, and relentless output throughout. His movements remained crisp, his rhythm never broke, and his punches landed with the same sting they had a decade ago. His teammates were stunned by how fresh and explosive he looked, insisting that Manny's not just keeping pace, he's dictating it.
Everybody is surprised, so it's gonna be a good fight.
What's the most impressive? His speed, his power, his footwork?
It's everything, because you don't see him slow down. People say he's slowing down, but he's not. I mean, that's where you exactly going to be surprised, because he's sharp, really, to be honest with you. He's very, very sharp. That's why I don't want to say anything else, but
No, leave it at that.
you know,
But how?
I live it that way, but
Okay, so let me ask you this. In 11 days, he steps into the ring at the MGM in Las Vegas to fight Mario Barrios. How does the fight end?
there's a chance on knockout.
Manny,
I can see that.
you can
But
see a
I'm
knockout?
not gonna say what round.
Just that Manny wins either way, knockout or decision.
Yeah, I don't think decision. Maybe the decision is kind of. I don't know if it's going to this time, really, because the way
Manny's
I
that
see
explosive.
everything is. I don't know.
Okay, now let's talk about his son Jim for a second. How talented is his son?
He's a very good fighter. You know, he's
Good
going
power.
there.
I've seen him knock people out.
Yeah, he's but power. He have you know, but right now he's still you know, we want him to grow more. You know, so to be ready. Actually, he's ready already. So we just want it to work in silence. We keep it down.
What's your message to all Pacquiao fans who are watching this, who are getting ready, who are excited for Manny Pacquiao Barrios July 19, Las Vegas?
Tune in to this coming fight, because it's gonna be a very good fight.
Don't go to the kitchen. Don't go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Don't look at your phone.
Yes,
Because it can
just
happen.
Focus on that, because I know Mario Barrios also is training hard too. Manny also, he trained like there's no tomorrow.
Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. fully believes Pacquiao can capture another world title. He acknowledged the concerns over age but pointed out that Pacquiao is no ordinary athlete. His discipline, experience, and warrior's mindset give him a unique edge. According to Roy, Pacquiao's hunger isn't about legacy padding or showmanship. It's about unfinished business. Jones described Manny as one of the rare few who can defy father time and still compete and win at the highest level.
I would not be able to take credit for beating Pacquiao after he got knocked out by Marquez, because that's not the same Pacquiao. Of course. That's not the Pacquiao at the top of his game. But in society today, we'll call that person the best fighter ever. When that's not how that goes. That's not reality. But in the business world, it is, because look how much money he made.
Here we go. Who's greater than me? I said Sugar Ray Robinson. He said Sugar Ray Robinson. How many wins he got? I said he got like over 150 wins. He stopped for me. He said, but who got more championship titles? Me or him? I said, hold on, Floyd. He said, answer the question. I said, Floyd, there's more titles now than then. There was just one there. That's no fair. Answer the question. I said, okay, do I not have 28 titles? And I was just like, I don't know. He said, oh, you're supposed to be the expert. But the reason why I said that is because there's minor and major titles. Who else greater than me? I said Henry Armstrong, Roberto Duran. He said, oh my God. He said, you said something about Pacquiao. Yeah, I said, I think you'll beat Pacquiao every day of the week, but I think he had a greater career. He said, you ain't think Pacquiao was on steroids? I said, he didn't fail any tests, Floyd. He said, look at me in my eyes. I can't say, man. He didn't say. He said, oh man, you think. I saw that as a initiation. This is what you about to get. Nobody's greater than Floyd. My thing is, he should feel that way, but you can't expect everybody to feel that you're the greatest, Floyd.
Mario Barrios, Pacquiao's opponent, made it clear that his respect for Manny ends when the bell rings. While he honors Pacquiao's historic achievements, Barrios views him purely as a threat to his championship. There will be no sentimentalism on fight night, only focus. Barrios is determined to defend his belt against one of boxing's greatest, and he's approaching the fight with the mindset that Manny is just another man trying to take what's his.
You know, ever since the fight was announced, I think initially I was kind of just like shocked. Like, man, dude, like Pacquiao wants to fight me, right? He wants to fight me for my title. You know, I think for the sport of boxing and I think just sports in general, like Manny is that name. When you think about boxing, right? He's somebody that comes to mind. At least for me, like I've been watching him since I was, since my earliest memories of boxing. Manny has been a name that's like, okay, like he's the man. And yeah, you know, now he wants to come out of retirement. He wants to fight me for my title. I can't look at it as anything other than, you know, it's just another opponent trying to take what's mine. You know, he's outside the ring. I have, you know, nothing but respect for him, nothing but respect for everything he's accomplished, for the person he is, you know, everything he does, you know, for his country and more. But as soon as we step in the ring, you know, he's in there trying to take what's mine.
I'm not training with the mentality, you know, that I'm getting ready, you know, to fight an icon, to fight a legend. At the end of the day, he's just another man, you know, trying to fight for my title. He's going in there trying to, you know, take my title, and I gotta do whatever it takes to make sure he does it.
Brian Mendoza praised Pacquiao's legendary skills but raised valid concerns about age. He noted that even elite fighters can't outrun the clock. While Manny's instincts and speed still look sharp, Mendoza warned that signs of aging could appear in the later rounds. His analysis reflects both admiration and caution. Pacquiao may still have brilliance in short bursts, but over 12 hard rounds, the body's natural limits could tell a different story.
I don't. This is an unbiased opinion.
Man, I'm looking forward to it, you know, even just as a boxing fan, you know, obviously coming up, there was always, you know, seeing Pacquiao's fights and stuff, and now to see the homie, you know, going up against him like that, it's wild, man. It's a wild feeling. I know even more so for him, but nah, man, I just think at the end of the day, I feel like, you know, the age will show up in the fight. I think at first, you know, he's had people talk about the layoff, but it's also a rest for someone at that age. So I feel like he's going to be rested. I feel like we might see, you know, hints of little old Manny, no pun intended, the old Manny. Little bits of flashes of that in there, but I think at the end of the day, man, Mario's super sharp. This is the sharpest I've ever seen him, you know, this far in camp. I'm super excited, bro, and he's gonna put on a great show. I still kind of lean towards like a decision, but regardless, it's Mario's way. If there is a stoppage, I think it'll be in like the second half. Like I said, you know, because I think that's really when the age is going to show, because you can look good in the gym, man, but once those bright lights are on you, anything that's wrong will come out. So as much of a legend man he is, I think, you know, he bit off a little more than he can chew with Barrios.
Despite the skepticism, a large part of the boxing community still believes in Pacquiao. Footage of his recent workouts has gone viral, with fans marveling at his continued speed, power, and fluid movement. Supporters argue that Manny's success has always come from his unpredictable angles, deep gas tank, and mental toughness, traits that don't vanish with age. For many, his return represents a final testament to his enduring greatness.
Manny Pacquiao returns to the ring against a young fighter, champion WBC, Mario Barrios. How do you see that fight playing out?
Yeah, Barrios is a tall guy, and he's a tough guy. You know, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because Pacquiao is a champion, the holder of the records of 8 divisions, and he knows how to fight, he knows how to win, so you always got to give it that opportunity for him to show up. And now whoever shows up in that ring, whether it's a desire to win or just try to be there, that's a question that we have to see. But I believe that he has the ability to do something to win the fight against Barrios.
Experts suggest that for Pacquiao to win, he needs to come out aggressive and fight smart right from round 1. With the possibility of fatigue later in the bout, Manny's best path is to apply pressure early, using his signature speed and volume to gain control. Analysts believe he can take advantage of Barrios' slower adaptability, provided he avoids unnecessary exchanges that could wear him down.
Talking to somebody about Manny coming back fighting Mario Barrios.
Ouch.
And this was the analogy I gave. Your timing is just, it slows down. That's time. Time slows you down. And so, to me, I think Manny has to come out very strong, very fast in the first couple of rounds because his gas tank ain't what it used to be. At 46 years old, you come out and let's just say hypothetically your gas is half full at 46 years old. I'd rather try to use that half tank
when I got something
in 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And really get off on this kid because he has the kind of style. Styles make fights. He's got the perfect style for Manny to do what he do. But the further that fight goes, the more that's gonna go down. He ain't young no more when it does this. It ain't gonna do this no more. It ain't gonna go down and then come back up. He not gonna create space, take a deep breath, and that thing shoot up the way it used to. He ain't gonna do that.
Observers have pointed out potential flaws in Barrios' defense that Pacquiao could exploit. Analysts believe if Manny lets his hands go with speed and precise angles, he could punch through Barrios' guard. Critics of Barrios note that he's struggled under pressure before, and a high IQ fighter like Pacquiao knows exactly how to break down that kind of shell. If Manny can stay sharp defensively, he could give Barrios major problems.
Pacquiao Barrios, bro. Who do you like?
It's hard to know, at the age of Pacquiao, what we're going to get from him, But I'll tell you this. Depending on his conditioning, right? Depending on how much he can pop in on that instep that he brought to me, that notorious fast instep, if he can pop in that instep and if Pacquiao can get in, I know he can hurt Mario Barrios. Defense of Mario Barrios is still suspect. He is willing to get caught. You can catch the kid. It's not hard to.
There are doubts about Barrios' credentials at the elite level. Critics point out that he's been stopped before by fighters lacking Pacquiao's firepower and speed. That's opened up conversation around whether Barrios can withstand Manny's pressure. Analysts say if Pacquiao applies the heat early and forces exchanges, Barrios might crumble under the pace. For Pacquiao, this is seen as a very winnable fight, provided he sticks to a tight, disciplined plan.
Are you cool with Pacquiao against Mario Barrios?
I am. I'm cool with it. If I was cool with Manny Pacquiao coming back and fighting Keith Thurman, I'm definitely going to be cool with this one. Barrios is not a puncher. Thurman was one of the biggest punchers in boxing. I think he's going to be just fine with Mario Barrios, we know what he is on the top level. He comes up short. He's been stopped by fighters that are less than Manny Pacquiao and Davis. So I like this fight. I think he's not going to be an overwhelming favorite, but I think it'll be a 50-50 fight, regardless of his inactivity and age. His explosiveness, even at this age, his greatness, and the fact that you can never know what Barrios you're going to get. And yeah, man, I like this fight. Why not? Nostalgia, marketable. Everyone will be behind him. It'll be internationally successful. I'm in.
How are you comparing Pacquiao coming back this summer at 46 after not fighting in 5 years to Pacquiao in 2019 fighting Keith Thurman, which came after back-to-back wins over Lucas Batiste and Adrian Broner? Those two scenarios could not be more different.
Many analysts agree if age wasn't in the equation, Pacquiao would be the heavy favorite. Even now, they believe his fundamentals are superior. His speed, movement, and timing still look sharp in training footage. People close to Pacquiao say he's been sparring like a man possessed, throwing blistering combinations, moving effortlessly, and showing a level of focus that resembles his peak years. For those watching up close, it's like he never left.
Former 8 Division World Champion, now Hall of Famer, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao is now gearing up to take on welterweight champion Mario Barrios. And this is going to be an interesting fight. Now, I see a lot of people talking about Pacquiao saying that he's a former shell of himself, which he probably is. But make no mistake, 60% Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat on a lot of these young guys. Now, people are talking about Mario Barrios because he beat Udonis Ugas, someone who beat Manny Pacquiao last time out. But styles make fights, and this training footage of Manny Pacquiao training, I don't know. I think Barrios might be in for a long night, especially given his last time out with Ramos.
You ain't lying.
Paulie Malignaggi voiced concern over whether Pacquiao can sustain his performance across all 12 rounds. While he acknowledges Pacquiao's elite preparation, Malignaggi warned that recovery isn't the same at 45 as it is at 25. He noted that even the most disciplined older fighters struggle in the championship rounds where stamina and footwork become critical. Yet he also admitted if anyone can push beyond those natural limits, it's Pacquiao.
Think about, Manny's decision and obviously getting thrown right into a title shot.
When you get older, your legs are not the same. You may have very good legs for a few rounds, but as you drag out a long fight, your legs start to betray you. I felt that later in my career. I would get into shape, but now all of a sudden, around 10, 11, 12, my legs are dragging ass, bro. Pacquiao, having not fought in a while, 46 years old, a lot of tough fights, a lot of wear and tear on Manny Pacquiao. But Manny had 70 plus pro fights. And he wasn't a defensive specialist. A lot of impact, a lot of back and forth impact. He's 46, he had a lot of heavy wear and tear into his late 30s and early 40s. So how are his legs gonna be? That's my biggest thing, because I think, Manny was a range-changing fighter. He was he was that style, in and out. He's not a pocket guy. And an in and out guy needs his legs. And needs his legs the whole fight, unless he lands something big. I will say, I think Mario Barrios, I think.
Barrios has pointed out that history isn't kind to aging legends. He referenced multiple past champions who tried to defy time and failed, suggesting Manny may fall into the same trap. According to Barrios, youth, stamina, and durability are on his side. He also questions whether Pacquiao still has the power to finish fights, arguing that Manny may land clean but might not be able to hurt him. It's a view echoed by critics who believe Pacquiao will need more than skill, he'll need the power to make a statement early.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. Manny Pacquiao will actually be fighting Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. If this man comes back and beats Barrios, which, if I'm being totally honest, I don't think he's winning this fight even remotely. I think he could actually get stopped, in my opinion. It's not because Manny's not great or nothing. He's one of the greatest of all time. You could argue that he is the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying? 8th division champion. But he's just too old, man. This man is 46 years of age. If he wins this fight, he ties Bernard Hopkins' record for the oldest champion in boxing. That would be crazy, but if I'm being honest, I just don't see him winning. I see him getting stopped, dropped and stopped, if I'm being honest. He is having trouble with Ampo, bro. And Ampo not even a boxer, he a kickboxer. And yeah, I just don't think he'll, I just think he's too old, to be honest. I just think he's too old to win the title. But let me know what y'all think down below, man.
Interestingly, Barrios' own trainer offered a different take. He warned that judging Pacquiao based on his inactivity would be a mistake. According to him, Manny may have been training quietly behind the scenes, staying in shape without the pressure of fight schedules. He suggested that Pacquiao's current sharpness is evidence that he never truly left the sport. Meanwhile, critics of this fight argue that bringing retired legends back for massive paydays can damage legacies and send the wrong message. To them, Pacquiao has already achieved everything and nothing more needs proving.
Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title is being targeted for late July in either San Antonio or Las Vegas on Amazon Prime. And Pacquiao is currently in a Senate campaign in the Philippines in May, but after that he wants to return in the summer for a world title and try to break his own record as the oldest welterweight champion at 46 years old. Now I have every issue in the world with this. Manny Pacquiao is my favorite fighter of all time, but this is just not great for boxing. Pacquiao's last fight was 4 years ago in 2021 against Jordanis Ugas, and in that fight he looked a lot slower, not as explosive, and he got outboxed. And then last year when he was targeting the Barrios fight, he had an exhibition against a kickboxer, Rukia Anpo first, and he looked even slower and even more hittable in that fight. You know, I don't think Pacquiao should be sanctioned to fight a world title fight at 46 years old, and not that Barrios is some scary knockout artist or a pound-for-pound level talent. You know, if there's one champ at 147 that Pacquiao could upset, it would be Barrios. But in all likelihood, Barrios being the younger, bigger guy, he's just going to beat Manny for 12 rounds, probably stop him late. So I just don't want to see the fight. You know, Pacquiao's accomplished everything in the sport. He really doesn't need another fight at 40.
That wraps up today's video. Whether you see Manny Pacquiao's return as a bold final chapter or an unnecessary risk, one thing is clear, the world will be watching.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more exciting videos, make sure to hit the bell icon and stay updated. Subscribe to Boxing Hub now for all the latest in boxing.